because not everybody has been able to stay. Bear in mind there was 45 cars in Nostalgia Superstock. We may have lost about 15 of them, I'm not entirely sure yet, but we will see when they come round the corner. You may see quite a few solo runs. It's not because cars are broken, it's just that some of them have had to make that journey home. So we are literally moments away from getting things going. Obviously the timing system is all in place now. The blocks have just been put out. You've just seen the counter rotator out there just putting that lovely fresh layer of rubber on the track to give the cars maximum grip. The glue bird has already been out, and as I say, we are literally moments away from getting things going. And I am just sort of looking around the corner. Yeah, Nostalgia Superstock cars, drivers are in the cars, some of them are actually warming up now. So we are literally seconds away. Those of you that have stayed, thank you. Massive, massive thank you. And a good few of you have stayed as well, actually. I think the best way to describe this is hang on tight, because we're going to be going as quick as we can, obviously within the realms of safety as well. But we're just going to crack on through this and just see how we get on. So here we go then. No more waffle. Nostalgia Superstock, round 1, eliminations coming round. This is where our timing crew have really got to be on the ball, because they got to try and keep up with all this as well. As I say, going to be quite a few bye runs. I'll explain to you as they come through. Right, Ash Rawson with Kermit should have been alongside Joe Colclough, but obviously Joe, one of those that hasn't been able to make the call. So it is going to be Ash Rawson who is going to be taking a solo here. So he goes into round 2. He still does the run, he's still got a dial in. He dials in 10:45. So he takes his round win, well done. Now what he's going to do is go back to the pits and get ready to come down again for his next round eliminations, because we want to get through this as quickly as we can. A 10:40, well done. Right, Jake Cawthorne with the flag jumper. He is your next one up. He should have been alongside Dave Simcock with the Challenger, but no sign of Dave. I did actually see him on the trailer heading out, so Jake is going to be on a solo here. Bear in mind that Dave's got a long way to go back, so it's going to be a solo then for Jake. He did qualify in the number 4 spot. Ran 11:65 in qualifying. He dials in 11:60 for this one. Oh, bang on! Perfect! Absolutely perfect! 11.600. That is the perfect ET. Well done, Jake Cawthorne. So perfect ET for Jake Cawthorne. Well, a little bit of a bonus there. He's just taken some money for that. Vic Parsons and Richard Granger. No sign of Vic, so Richard takes the solo here. Dials in 11:34, gets to 11:28 break count, doesn't matter, he's already got the win. Right, next up then, the legend that is Mr. Don Scott. Should have been alongside Craig Elliott. Craig not making the call with the Savoy, so Don is going into round 2. All he needs to do is break the beams, but knowing Nostalgia Superstock, they're all going to go for it. He dials in a 9:66. So it brings the Superbird forward. Those of you that are tuned in via the internet, a very, very good afternoon. We can only firstly apologise for the very late start here. The weather has not been our side, but also say thank you for joining us, because we're getting racing at long, long last. Well, a bit of a hop, skip and a jump for Don Scott there, but doesn't matter. He takes the win. He's through. 10:45 was the ET, 138 was a mile an hour. But it's the wind light that was the important bit. Right, next up then, Nick Martin with the Downtown Duster would have been alongside Jerry Raymond. But again, Jerry, another one that hasn't been able to make the call, may have gone. So it is Nick Martin then. Dials in a 1475. Gets a 1478. Nicely done, sir. All right, this is Adam Novak. Would have been alongside Rob Terrell, but Rob, another one that's, well, they've got 2 cars to get back with just 1 trailer, so they've had to make their move. So Adam Novak takes the win. Dials in a 1099, 11 flat. Nicely judged, sir. Right, here's another solo. Simon Rickwood with the Bossa Nova. Would have been alongside Billy Mills. But we actually do know that Billy did actually break the car. He's not one that had to go home. He's one that unfortunately did have a breakage after qualifying. So Simon Rickwood with the Bossa Nova through, looking for a 9.70. Oh, 9.69 with a 9. The minuscule of breakouts, but hey, it's a round win. Well done. Right, we actually have a race at last. James Ellis and Adrian Portelli. Can't believe we've had that many buys, but that's just the way it's worked out. James Ellis with the Camaro, dialing in 1195. It's going to be chased by Adrian Portelli, 1072. This is how we balance them out then. The dial-ins are different, so we give the head start to James. You'll see this countdown on the tree. Oh, it's race over. It's a red light for James. He went too quick. Adrian Portelli is going to take the win. .1076 on a 72 takes the win there. But say red light already on in James's lane. Right, next up then your number 1 qualifier, Paul Smale. He had a buy run anyway, it's just the way the ladder worked out with an odd number of cars, so this is a genuine buy. He shouldn't have been alongside anybody anyway. The El Camino then of Paul Smale with 383 cubic inch lump under the hood. Tailgate down. And there he goes. Goes 1309. Nicely done. Right, next up then, Chris Goodale would have been alongside Stuart Arthur, but another one that couldn't make the call, so it's going to be Chris that's going to take the win here. Just needs to take the start under power. He dials a 1040, he'll take it all the way through. Goes 1046. Nicely done, Chris. Alright, next up then it's Kiwi, and would have been alongside Jim Chandler, but I can't see Jim, so he's a no-show unfortunately. So Kiwi is going to get the solo here. Stuart Thompson, but we all know him as Kiwi. So Stuart, he actually qualified in the number 7 spot. Quite crucial actually, because Kiwi is battling with Dave Billadeau for the championship for basically the lifestyle events side of the UK Nostalgia Superstock. Dial to 987. Gets a 982 breakout, doesn't matter. Right, and here's his main championship contender then, Dave Billadeau. And he's going to get a solo as well. Would have been racing Gary Cork, but unfortunately Gary, another one that couldn't hang around, or could have, but decided not to. That's another way of putting it. So it's going to be Dave Bilodeau going to be taking the light here to go through. Dials are 10:01, and Dave will probably take it all the way through as well. They want lane choice, they want the data, they want to know what the cars are going to run in these conditions. Oh, 10:02 on a 10:01 dial. Tell you what, these guys know their stuff, they really do. So Dave Bilodeau safely through. Right, we have a race. James Sweeney and Alan Medley. So dial-ins then. James Sweeney is 11.50, Alan Medley 10.75, easy one to work out, 3/4 of a second head start to the shake and bake machine in the Kestrel Beers lane, but just a little bit of a cockpit adjustment for the driver. There we go. So that's how you balance them out. The tree in the Kestrel Beer lane will run 3/4 of a second before the auto glim side of the racetrack. That's how we balance them out. So whoever gets to the top end first without going under their dial-in will take the win, as long as there's no red light on the Christmas tree. So green light drag race, and well, Alan Medley has already swallowed up the disadvantage off the start line, so Alan will just take it relatively easy towards the stripe and takes the win there. 11.26 against a loser at 11.77. So Alan Medley goes through into round 2. Right, next up then, Howard Holmes should have been alongside Jason Dodd, but Jason unfortunately not making the call, so Howard will get the solo here. .12.41 on a 12.10 dial-in, but already had the win basically. Right, this is like the interesting matchup of round 1. Tom and Amy Watkins standing in the middle, brother and sister, and you've got which side do you stand? Amy is basically, her boyfriend is in the Xanadu Camaro, her dad is in the pickup truck. So it's Watkins versus Xanadu. It's Harrison Brown and Neil Watkins. Neil will be leaving first, dial-in 11.35. Harrison will be chasing him down 10.83. Two exceptionally good racers, to be honest. Either one of these could win the meeting. That's how good these two are. Amy is so neutral that she's actually standing in the middle and filming both cars. Normally she would just concentrate on one. Shane's done all he can. He's brought Neil up to the line. Oh, and it's game over. Neil Watkins has got the win. Harrison went too quick. He went red. So it's Neil Watkins through to round 2. Ty Strevitt up next with the Dodge Dart, going alongside old Scalabolts of Glyn Bourbon. Good matchup actually, this one. 1240 plays 12 flat. So Ty will get 0.4 of a second head start. Glyn will be chasing him down. Let's hope we get a green light drag race and let them sort it out at the finish line. Oh, Glyn goes red. Oh, 0-2 red, but Ty wide awake off the line as 0-2 the right side. But Glyn just got a little bit too keen. Ty Strevett takes the win. Oh, 12.42. Great package there from Ty Strevett. So that's basically it for round one. There were quite a few pairings that didn't have a car at all. So that'll work itself out as they come round later on. Right, on to Gas a Circus then. Round one eliminations. Billy Jones taking on Tony Pearson. Darlington 10.65 for Billy, 10.85 for Tony. Just 0.2 of a second head start to Tony. But then Billy's car, 0.2 of a second, he thinks is quicker. It's going to be a tight one at the stripe. Green light drag race, excellent, and they're pretty even as well. So who's going to be the bravest up at the stripe? You can see Billy closing in on Tony, crossing the line almost together. Oh, look at this, the win margin, 0.08 of a second. Billy Jones takes it on the lesser of the two breakouts. Tony broke out big style there. He decided to take the stripe but took it too quickly. Billy Jones is through. Tom Margerson up next. He dials in 11.38, and it's Graham Barton with High Anxiety dialing in a 10.71. So it's the full pop against the Austin Devon. Right, we've got greens both sides of the Christmas tree, so a race to the finish then. We saw what happened with Tony and Billy, they both broke out. Let's see how these two get on. Oh, the win goes to Tom. Graham got there first, but broke out 300ths under, so Tom takes the win at 49 on the 38. Jason Hollenby with the jumping jalapeno, 10.83, going alongside Jason Pickett with the 55 Chevy Cherry Bomb. 11.60 the dial in then for Jason. Sorry, it's both Jasons. Jason Hollenby dialing in 10.83, Jason Pickett dialing in 11.60. So it's going to be the candy red Chevy going first. Well, not the best reactions from either of them, to be fair. But it's going to make it tight at the stripe. Wow, 10.74 on a 10.83. That's the lesser of the two breakouts. Jason went 47 on his 60. Both broke out, big style there. But it is Jason Hollenby that takes it. Steve Matthews alongside Nick Barnett. This is got implications with regards to their championship at the moment. Nick Barnett is a points leader coming into this event. Oh, Steve Matthews goes red. So it is going to be Nick Barnett that goes through. Oh, and a 71 on the 70. He judged that perfectly. The 08 light as well. Did everything pretty much right there. Not bad the bad. Nervous Nick, darling in 11.72. Going to be chased by Sean Milsom with Ain't Misbehaving, looking for a 10.14. Two stalwarts on the class, fair to say. I don't think I've ever seen them compete in anything else. Looks like Sean's got his nose in front and he takes it 10.20 to lose out 11.98. And he did have 2 tenths in the bag off the line as well, so well done there to Sean. Last pair for the Gasser Circus then. Brian Gibson and Paul Dominy. Good to see that all of the Gasser Circus stayed behind to take part in eliminations. Well done to all of them. Perhaps not as far to travel as some of our nostalgia superstockers, that's for sure. So Brian Gibson dialing in 11.24, Paul Dominy dialing in 11.46. It's going to be 0.22 of a second head start to Paul with the Dorset. He's in the auto glint lane, and Brian Gibson will be lifting those front wheels as he normally does when he leaves the line to chase down. Oh, lifted them up there. In actual fact, Brian was away first, despite all getting the head start. Right, that burnout, it was frustration without a shadow of a doubt. Lee Pike and Jerry Denning with Honky Tonkin 2. They had a nightmare yesterday. Doesn't matter what they tried, the car would not work properly. I think it was down to fuel delivery issues, whether it was pump or lines or whatever, but it just would not play ball yesterday. And of course, coming down to the final qualifiers and got sent back to the pit, so they actually didn't get qualified. So Lee Pike really taking his frustration out on the burnout there, and making sure that everything worked, which is obviously the other main thing. So this is a time trial run. This is Lee Pike with Honky Tonkin. You know, he'll probably run an 8 here now, but expect a low 9-second pass if everything hooks up well. Goes 9.28 at 150. And oh, what nice little surprise for everybody. Nick Williams with the Copo Camaro. This time last week the car wasn't even in the country, but picked the car up, did a few checks and everything on it. This is brand spanking new car. This is a Copo Camaro. This is a factory stock showdown car, and within 2 runs Nick has already got this car into the 8-second zone. You do not see any of these at all outside the USA until this one, the 2020 Copo Camaro. $128 to 60 foot there for Nick. 868, 157 miles an hour. Pulls the chute in the shutdown area. Absolutely superb run. Arrow straight as well. We certainly like that one. Well done, Nick. 868, 157. At the 8th, 556 at 125. What a debut for that new car. Right, we look round into the pairing lanes, and it is Motorsports UK Pro Modified round one, and of course it is semi-finals. 4 cars have made it through, and the first pairing will see Kev Slyfield and Annie Wallace. So it's Kev with the blown bird. Boy oh boy, did they have some issues yesterday afternoon after their last qualifier. A couple of pistons completely obliterated, liners damaged to her head. Annie Wallace had her own issues when she was qualifying in the Autogleam yesterday. She got to about, well, just past the tree, and the car started drifting in the lane, started to head towards the centre line. She corrected it, but then the car sort of hooked, turned hard right, and the back end just slapped the wall, but they got the car repaired. Got the car repaired, and they were ready to come out for another qualifier at the end of the day, but obviously that didn't happen due to weather. So Annie Wallace then, only one of 2 UK Pro Modified licensed racers, and at her first event ever she took the win just a couple of short weeks ago at the STP Summer Nationals. Well, may as well mention this. Personal best then, Annie has been 6.13. Kev Slyfield has been into the 5s, 5.92. But this is racing. It's not about setting a personal best, it's just getting to the top end first, taking the win. The blown bird then, being brought forward by Woody, James Woodford there, and it is Bobby, Annie Wallace's brother, bringing Annie up to the line. So this for a spot in the final. Kev's in pre-stage, Annie literally just inches away from that line. So Annie's now in pre-stage. Kev's going to roll in. He does so. Oh, what a cracking race this one is. Side by side all the way to the stripe. It's Annie Wallace who takes that one. 6.24 at 2.27. Kev Slyfield 6.75. They were literally neck and neck. At the 8th, Kev 4.05, Annie 4.08. Oh boy, what a race. But just out the stripe there, Kev had to back out of the run. And it's Annie Wallace who is into her second final. He's now in pre-stage. Kev's going to roll in. He does so. Cracking race this one is. Side by side all the way to the stripe. It's Annie Wallace who takes that one. 6.24 at 2.27. Kev Slyfield 6.75. They were literally... So it's the Lucky Devil Corvette coming round the corner. He's going into the Kestrel Beer lane, and it is the Firebird with US Automotive and Nick Davis behind the wheel. Well, certainly worth hanging around for this. The action has been absolutely superb this afternoon. So this for a spot in the final against Annie Wallace. They only had 2 qualifiers yesterday. Nick Davis went a best of 6.14. Wayne Nicholson 6.41. On the back win with the back win of Wayne's car with Shoe Whitener there, Yorkshire Grit. So who's going to be trying to take on Annie in the final? Both cars into pre-stage. Wayne is in, just waiting for Nick to bump in. He's there. Right. Wayne had to back out of the throttle. You can see the back end of the car step out. But a 640 at 239. Nick Davis is into the final. Wayne just coasting across the line there. 11:01 at 78 miles an hour. But Wayne had the better launch, but Nick had the better reaction time. At 3:30, there's only a tenth of a second between them. But by the 8th, it was game over. 182 mile an hour, 4:31 for Nick, as he powered on through to the final. So it is a repeat of the Summer Nationals final then. Annie Wallace will be taking on Nick Davis. All right, we look round into the lanes, and we have a few run with your Brun cars. Awesome. I didn't know who was going to be left to come out and play, but yeah, we got a few of them. Al Mack with the Volvo. What a stunning weekend he had last weekend here at Bug Jam with the Volvo. Got it down into the 8.1s. Outstanding runs he was having. Obviously we're waiting for our competitors to get themselves down again. Nostalgia Superstock from round 2. Apologies not knowing the driver of the car in the Auto Glim lane. Can tell you though that his best run of the weekend so far is 11:34 at 124 miles an hour. Oh, Al Mack just lost a little bit of traction there, pedalled it, got it back on, and now crosses the line with an 8.96 at 131 miles an hour, despite moving around his lane a fair bit. 11.09 at 125, best run of the weekend. Well done. So 10.50 yesterday, 10.43 today, best run of the weekend. Nicely done in the Auto Glim lane. Apologies not having names for either of those drivers there. Should know, but I don't. Right, Paul with the Escort RS 2000. He's been having some entertaining runs, fair to say, over the weekend. Best so far with 10.33 at 131 miles an hour. Going alongside the Barracuda. That's been having quite a few runs in as well. Whoa, 10.01, 136. Best run of the weekend there as well. So close to running in the nines. So Darren Pert with the Cortina, former super modified car. Actually the second quickest car on the premises this weekend. 8.19 was his best yesterday. A bit of tyre shake off the line. It's going to hurt the ET just a little bit, but not by much. 810, 167 miles an hour. That was his quickest run of the weekend, and that is the quickest run of the weekend here at the MOPAR Euro Nationals. Well done, 8.10. Nicely done, Darren. Right, Wild Bunch. Wrathchild and Rebel, the Brown brothers. Rob is in Rebel and Pete is in Wrathchild. So they're on their own little darling race here. 1150 plays 870. So there goes Pete. Rob goes off in pursuit. Oh, Pete's got a problem there, just pulling the car over to the left-hand side. They had an issue yesterday. I think it was a fuel delivery issue of some description. 855 there for Rebel, but Wrathchild pulling over to the left-hand side. So a bit frustrating there for Pete. But that's racing. These things happen, unfortunately. Push the cars to the limits, and sometimes they work, and unfortunately sometimes they don't. But just getting a quad from the top end, that's going to come down, attach a tow rope to the front of the dragster, and they'll both make their way up to the first exit as we get the track cleared, ready for the next cars to come around the corner. Obviously Nostalgia Superstock, we're going to be needing them down for their next round of eliminations, and also we do have obviously more of the Wild Bunch in the lanes as well. There's a few run with your brun cars, and obviously Nostalgia Superstock have got plenty of rounds to go, so we need to crack on with them. So the quad makes it here. Pretty rare, to be honest, to see either Rebel or Wrathchild have an issue. It is. It's one of those things, isn't it? It really is. So they'll get the car back to the pits, get that one sorted out, and live to fight another battle on the quarter mile. Yeah, so the pair are now moving, so won't be long before we get next one started up, which is I don't know who's driving actually. The little van down here, insanely quick. Goes tidily into the 10s. Gonna roll in, he does so. Cracking race this one is, side by side all the way to the stripe. It's Annie Wallace who takes that one. 6:24 at 2:27. Kev Slyfield 6:75. They were literally absolutely awesome bit of kit going alongside the Mustang. First time I've seen this one on the quarter mile. In actual fact, it is the first time it's run this weekend. So let's see what Tim has got for us then. It may look like a battered up old van, but watch this thing go. Tim quite experienced behind the wheel now as well, so he knows how to handle it. Having said that, it's his first run of the weekend. Still goes through. Look at that, 10:37 at 137 miles an hour. Outstanding performance. 16:10 at 89 for the Mustang. But yeah, 10:37 car has dipped into the 9s, but 10:37 for his first run of the weekend. Very respectable indeed. All right, back with the Wild Bunch then. Phil against Steve. This is Phil James with Rampage, the funny car. And it is Steve Heaven with the tight fit dragster. Steve, last time we saw him, he set himself on fire at Dragstalgia. He was the one that did the fire burnout and made it into the pages of the Times newspaper of all things. He's going for an 842. Shorter burnout there for Phil, so he's still behind the start line. So target numbers then 950 and 842. So Phil's in pre-stage, Steve just inching forward. There we go. Phil's into stage, Steve's into stage. Phil's off, Steve's off. Now can Steve catch and pass the Rampage funny car? Very close indeed. And it does. Look at that, 835 plays a 947. The difference between them at the stripe, 0.006. I say they do their own thing in the Wild Bunch, but very entertaining. Jim Tanner with the Shindigger. He is in the Auto Glim lane. Going alongside Tim Roy with the Boston Straggler 2 Jag V12 power. I've seen many of those in the world of drag racing, that's for sure. So their numbers there, 940 in the Auto Glim lane, 9 flat in Kestrel Beer lane. .935 plays a 920. Nicely done for both of them. James Ord with Little Faust, 1280 is his target number. Steve Mitchell with the Snow White 57 Chevy. Going to let the Wild Bunch car go first, obviously. So target time for James is 1280, gets 1288. Nicely done. Very nicely done.
When we're back, on a run in fair.
So Steve Mitchell being pushed back. So Andy Cunningham coming forward then with the Anglia. One of the nicest, most approachable people you'll ever meet, actually, Andy. Super, super guy. Has a few trials and tribulations with the car, but always makes it to the track and always enjoys going up the racetrack. Always enjoys the social side of it. It's a nice guy to have around, basically. I do, 11:49, 109. I'll talk about happiest campers here this weekend. Scott Collin, without a shadow of a doubt, having been perennially stuck in the mid-10s. Every run was 10.5, 10.5, 10.5, dropped to 10.6 occasionally. And then yesterday he broke that duck, went 10.44. And absolute delirium from the team at the end of that. Whoa! What was that? 10.37? Unbelievable run. Outstanding. Very tidy 10.28 from the Ford in the other lane, but Scott Collin has basically just found 0.2 of a second this weekend. No wonder he didn't want to go home. Fantastic. Right, this is Steve Mitchell with Snow White. Tiny bit of screech of tyres as he left the line. At 987 at 136. Nice, have a look below to see John Dalrymple with the full tilt Willis going alongside good buddy Phil Mills with the Willis. Got Nostalgia Superstock lined up in the lanes behind us, and of course a few more run cars as well. So good to see John Dalrymple actually get a good run in on yesterday. Actually 9.76 he went, 135 miles an hour. Phil Mills went 10.12 at 133. Oh, both away well. Both away very nicely indeed. Good runs. 9.78 plays 10.11. Two good solid runs indeed. '74 Pontiac Formula 400. I don't see many of those around at all. That's in the Kestrel Beers lane. And the Fury in the Autoglim lane. First runs for both of these this weekend. Hanging around until on 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon to get a run in. 13.91 at 101 miles an hour. Places 17.86 at 79. All right, Nostalgia Superstock eliminations round number 2. Don Scott taking on Nick Martin. So the Downtown Duster darling in 11.75. Don looking for a 9.79. Whoever wins this does get a bye in the next round. In fact, both have been pushed back at the moment. Just a bit of concern on the racetrack, so they're just checking this one out. Grace was going, oh no, what's going on? But no, both cars being pushed back. So just a track check. Basically, we have a turnout crew right at the top end, and if they've spotted anything, and if you just cast your mind back to the previous pair, literally right at the finish line, you saw a puff of smoke. Something may have just let go, and so the turnout crew at the top just check the car over. If there's any fluid or anything underneath the car, then they'll go and check the racetrack as well, and that's possibly what has just happened. So our spotters are out by the finish line just checking out the track, making sure that it is all perfect. In fact, the tractor's just going up there just to do a tiny bit of sledding, just to tidy that one up. So it's going to be on hold just for a second, but don't go away, folks, because the action is continuing here at the MOPAR Euro Nationals. he does so. Cracking race this one is, side by side all the way to the stripe. It's Annie Wallace who takes that one. 6:24 at 2:27. Kev Slyfield 6:75. They were literally... Well, engines fired once again, so we're ready to go, and it is the continuation of eliminations for Nostalgia Superstock. This is round number 2. Don Scott taking on Nick Martin. So the Darlings, 9.79 for Don with the Superbird. He's in the Auto Glim lane. Nick Martin with the Downtown Duster, 14.75. Don has got to wait almost 5 seconds before he can leave the line. Not that it matters anymore. Nick Martin qualified in the number 12 spot. Don Scott qualified number 23. But this is just racing now. Now whoever wins this gets a bye in the next round. So Nick is in, Don just inching forward. Nick Martin will be leaving first. There he goes. Oh, and he's gone red by 0-1. Don's got the win already. Doesn't matter what he does now. $9.92 on a 79. Nick Martin was closer to his darling, but cherry on the tree told the story. Don Scott is through. So Richard Granger would have been alongside. Well, no, in actual fact, no, it's a bye run. Yeah, he takes that one. Obviously, it was the invisible car driven by the invisible man. He's not there. Richard Granger takes it. Goes 11.34 on a 27 dial. Right, Paul Smell. This time he's got competition. He had a bye in round 1, but he's going alongside Howard Holmes for round 2. The Darlings then, 13.03 for your number 1 qualifier. And Howard darling in 12.30. So the El Camino will be going first. So Howard is in chase mode, trying to catch and pass or draw alongside the El Camino. And yeah, takes it. A breakout for Paul Smell. But he couldn't win that one actually. Howard got there first and takes the win. So no one qualifier is out. Howard is through. Chris Goodale and Jake Cawthorne, 2 really good races actually. Whoever wins this gets a bye in the next round. Oh no, apologies, no they don't. We're going to be racing someone who gets a bye in this round. There we go. Told you the ladder would be confusing. So Jake Cawthorne dialing in 11.60. He's going to go first, and off he goes. Chris Goodale sets off in pursuit. Chris has drawn alongside Jake already, and you can hear Chris feathering the throttle, and he takes the win there. Jake got there second and broke out anyway. Chris had 0.3 of a second off the line there. So well on to Chris. All right, Adam Novak and Adrian Portelli. Whoever wins this takes on Richard Granger in the next round. 10.99 plays 10.75, just 0.24 of a second difference between these two as they leave the line. Adam with the Roadrunner will be going first, and Adrian chasing with the Charger. Oh, game over. Adam goes red by 0.009. So Adrian is through. 81 and 11:06, but race already decided at the start line when Adam went red. Right, Dave Bilodeau. He gets another bye here. Would have been racing the winner of Bev Terrell or Bob Main, but neither of those two made round one, so that means that Dave gets a bye here. Dials in 10:01. We run pretty close to that. Breaks out 9.99. I told you it was close. 200ths of a second under. Well, this is the other one fighting it out for the Lifestyle Nostalgia Superstock Championship. Kiwi's got a tough customer here though with Alan Medley. Alan dialing in 10.75, Kiwi dialing in 9.80. Kiwi needs to win this to stay in it. Otherwise, Dave Bilodeau's going to run away and take that championship with him. Green light drag race. Alan out in front, but Kiwi is closing him down. And yeah, Kiwi had a minuscule breakout for Alan, but Kiwi did get there first. So it's Kiwi that goes through. Right, next up there's Simon Rickwood. This is a bye run. Dialing in 9.67 for this one. Nicely away, beautiful wheels up launch. Now he missed his dial-in by less than 100th last time. He hits it this time. Oh yeah, oh yeah. He's going to be tough to beat today. Very tough indeed. Ty Strevitt on a bye. Good to see Ty going rounds actually. Yeah, door's not closed properly. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, that's better. So Ty dialing in a 12.30. Gets a 12.10. He's already through. Neil Watkins taking on Ash Rawson. This is a good matchup as well. 11.40 plays 10.39. And burnout smoke coming into the tower. Don't get that very often. Thanks, Ash. Aromatherapy in the tower. There we go. So the pickup will be going first. Then 1.01 seconds later, the tree will run the other side for Ash. Really even off the line. And breakout for Neil Watkins. A big breakout. 28 on a 40. Where did that come from? So it's Ash Rawson that takes that one. And a head scratcher for the Watkins clan. Don't normally go that quick. And that's it actually for that round. Everybody that should have been there was there. So we're into round 3 of Nostalgia Superstock. Tim Bull back out with this rather rapid machine. Went 10.3 a moment ago. And first time we've seen this one on track this weekend. Don't know anything about this one. So the Duster in the Kestrel Beers lane. Lovely flame work on there. As I say, don't know anything about the car at all. Should be fairly quick though. So are we going to see another 10.3? Here we are, 10.30, 137 miles an hour, and a 13.3 at 97 for the Duster. So Paul Maggs then with the Escort 10.01 on his last pass, absolutely outstanding. And apologies if I get this wrong, but I think it's Dave Shelley in the Kestrel Beers lane. With the Mr. Mouse car. Oh, but it stopped straight away, but Escort still going. Yeah, 10.72 at 132 miles an hour. 11.13 at 127. Very tidy, original looking Dodge appears in the Kestrel Beer lane. First time we've seen that car on track this weekend, I believe. And going alongside the Mustang that put in a pass earlier on. Good to see a good number of cars have hung around to get some runs in towards the end of the day here at the MOPAR Euro Nationals, despite the weather leading a lot of people to believe that you ain't going to see anything today. But thank goodness we have. 14.16 and hits the magic 100. Those are 15.85 and 89. So from the watch shop then, Ray Colclough. Nicely done, 9.72 at 138 miles an hour, best run of the weekend. Oh, that lovely Firebird 400 and the Ford. Been watching this car with a lot of interest recently, and it's got this car very low tens. Feathering the throttle at the stripe a little bit there, backs off to a 10.42. Nicely done. 16.21 there for the Firebird. Well, goodness knows what Scott Conlon is going to run this time round. I mean, 10.37 on his previous pass, going alongside Steve Mitchell with the Snow White 57 Chevy. 10:37 again. Got two of them now. I was going to tell you about that. Nice 994 there for Steve Mitchell. Phil Mills and John Dalrymple. So let's see what these two crazy characters can do. Phil in the very low tens. But John just been held for a second. Told to stop. So Phil taking it on through there, goes through with a 10.05 at 134. His best run of the weekend. Not quite sure what happened there to John, but just coming up to the line and something was spotted. And that's right, yeah, I could just see a little bit of fluid underneath the car there from when they're backing it up. So very wise to actually stop the car from making the run. That's tidy, 11:48 at 118 miles an hour. Best run of the weekend for them. Right, so I'm going to peek behind this. Bearing lane's relatively empty. Obviously, we're waiting for the next round and Nostalgia Superstock. Obviously, Gas the Circus to come down again. So John Dalrymple just going through the gate as Tim Bull is on another hard charging pass to 12:26. Look at the speed he picks up there, 130 miles an hour. Outstanding. Well, I can see Andy Cunningham in the lanes coming around for another run with the Anglia. Still got plenty of track action still to come at you this afternoon. Round 2 of Gas the Circus, which is in effect the quarterfinals. Possibly see the Wild Bunch down again. Nostalgia Superstock, obviously we've still got 3 rounds to go there. And of course we still have the final of Motorsports UK Pro Modified to run. And whatever else we can run in between as well. Time now, 4:45. So it is Andy Cunningham coming around the corner now with the pop.
It's just you watching you at an event.
So a 74 Formula 400. As I say, you just do not see many of these around at all. Quite a rare one. Nice to see it performing on the quarter mile as well. And he goes through with 1170 at 111. And that plays a 1587. So Darren Pert fresh from his 8.10 run last time out. And I'm sure he had a little bit of wheel slippers off the line as well. Purge of the nitrous system and all the pre-flight checks done, parachute armed. Let's see what he's got for us this time round. Can he improve on 8.10? Lots of wheel spin off the line once again. You can see the tyre shape marks. But once it hooks, it really does go. It's going to be in the 8s again. 822, 164. They can cure that wheel spin off the line. That's going to be into the 7s very nicely indeed. So Gasser Circus making their way down to head of the lanes. Paul Maggs then with the Escort, and the Mustang back down for another one. Getting some good track time this afternoon now. Much better launch this time for Paul. .1094 at 125. Not as quick as the 10 flat he went earlier on. But nevertheless, good consistent 10-second car. So Gasser Circus then head of the lanes, ready for the next round of competition for them. 3 pairs to come at you. Head of lanes is Nick Barnett taking on Tom Margerson. And then it's going to be Jason Hollenby taking on Brian Gibson. And it will be Billy Jones taking on Sean Milsom. That will set the semi-finals. Just having a look at some of our other races to come. Obviously, we know the Pro Modified will be Annie Wallace taking on Nick Davis. Round 3 matchups for Nostalgia Superstock. Howard Holmes will be taking on Stuart Thompson. Chris Goodale will be taking on Simon Rickwood. Ty Strovit's got a bye. Ash Rawson taking on Dave Billadew. Adrian Portelli taking on Richard Granger, and Don Scott has got a bye. That will set the quarterfinals. So here they come then, Gasser Circus. The Barnett and Grant Falcon actually in the points lead of the Gasser Circus points chase at the moment, going alongside Tom Margerson. Darling's then Nick Barnett looking for 11.70, Tom looking for 11.38. 0.32 of a second head start to the Falcon in the Kestrel Beers Lane. Nick out in front, Tom is doing the chasing. And Nick is on the brakes, takes the win there. Big breakout there for Tom. So Nick Barnett takes the strike by 009, takes the win, and is through. Jason Hollenby and Brian Gibson. The Identity Crisis Dodge Dart, dialing in 11.24. Jason Hollenby with the jumping jalapeno, the Falcon, 10.72. Both away well. Brian Gibson takes that one there in 11.25 on a 24 dialing, just 100th of a second out. Jason took the stripe, but broke out by less than 200ths. So it's Brian that is going to be racing Nick Barnett in the semi-final. Whoever wins this gets a bye in the semis straight through to the final. So in effect it's 2-round wins for the price of one here. Billy Jones dialing in 10.60. Sean Milsom dialing in 10.09. It's just 0.51 of a second head start to Billy with the Willis Coupe. But then Sean's van is just about half a second quicker. Oh, that's a squeaker as well. 10.10 takes the win on a 10.62 lose out the win margin. 0.03. Sean Milsom takes the win, and he'll get a bye into the final. Right, this is a time trial run. Both of these cars got eliminated in round one, but they've come down to race each other. This is Graham Barton with High Anxiety, the Austin Devon, taking on Paul Dominey with the Dorset. That's right, I think the whole of the Gas Circus have come down for some more runs. Oh, Graham Barton, look at that reaction time. All of the zeros. You don't very often see that. You see a 0005 or something like that, but that is all of them. 0000 light there. Well done. Jason Pickett with a Cherry Bomb 55 Chevy going alongside nervous Nick. That is not bad, the bad. Checkout passes for these two, out of competition obviously. Well, Jason trying to chop the tree down there. 0-3 light, nicely done. Wow, 11.29. He's getting quicker. Nick goes 12.13. It's always good when you get these two together, actually. Honky Tonkin and Honky Tonkin 2. The two Chevys. Side by side. Obviously you've got the 57 Chevy, which is Honky Tonkin, and the Nova is Honky Tonkin 2. Big wheels up launch for Steve Matthews once again. Lee Pike really give in. 9.34 plays a 9.63. Nice one, Steve. And well done to Lee, actually, getting rid of the Gremlins in spectacular fashion this weekend. So back to Run What You Brung. Good to see a few people have hung out for Run What You Brung as well, actually, fair to say. Tim Bull just making it down to the header lanes, but first up though, Mr. Mouse. Nice wheels up, or front end up I should say. Just see the back end squat when the car leaves the line. That's a 10.55 at 127 miles an hour. So Tim Bull then, what's he got for us? Well, it's been as quick as 10.3 today, but the vehicle has been in the very high nines. Cracking little thing this. Relatively soft on the launch, but once it gets going, yeah, 171 to 60 foot, you wouldn't normally relate that to a low 10-second pass. But by the 8th, it's 679 at 108. Really does pick up speed well, that. And 1037, 137 at the stripe. I think that's a mirror image of what he ran before, to be honest. Phil Mills with the Willis. Very tidy, low 10-second pass last time out. And can't really see what's going on. The burnout smoke still hovering over the start line. I think Phil's got there first. He goes 10.04, finds 100th. And 10.79, 129 in the Auto Glim lane. Getting some good late runs here. Late in the afternoon at Santa Pod. It's coming up to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Still going. Still got plenty of racing to come, bizarrely. Normally done by now, but hey, that's what the weather has done to us today. Big thanks to everybody that's hung around as well. Good number of you. Well done. So the Dodge and the Duster then. 12:12 at 111. Just a little puff of smoke at the finish line there. So the track crew will just have a little check there just to make sure everything is okay. You can't get a car breathing heavy towards the top end. We're just going to have a look just to make sure. Next round of Nostalgia Superstock. I've made their way down to the pairing lanes. But first, Al Mack with the Volvo. Absolutely staggering performances from Al. Last time out at Bug Jam last weekend. I mean, he's basically, this is the only car, he's owned this car forever. It's been in the family, and I think Al Mack went on his first date on this car. But we do have a bit of a clean up in the Autoglim lane, unfortunately. That car that did smoke quite heavily at in the Autoglim lane towards the finish line, it looks like it was hurting itself before it got there, actually. So just before the 8th mile, we do have our spotters out there. So yeah, we do expect just a little bit of a clean up in the Autoglim lane. So we're back running once again. And it's Al Mack.
It's too loud for Sunday night. Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. Trying to release it, mate. This is all you hear. Absolute joke.
Now, as we were saying before, absolutely staggering performance at Bug Jam last weekend. Running in the low eights. Already in the eights this weekend as well. Much better launch this time, but oh, the tyres just broke loose there. And clicks it slightly early there, but really went for it on the launch, 130 to 60 foot. But coasts across the line with a 992. So we've got Nostalgia Superstock lined up once again. Also got a couple of Run With Your Run cars down there. Also got Nick Williams back down with the 2020 Copo Camaro. Consistently in the 8-second zone now. Well, put it this way, he did a checkout pass and he's been in the 8s ever since. Just looking at the pairings actually for Nostalgia Superstock. Still got the 2 championship contenders in there as well, which is going to make things very interesting. As they've both got races this time, no more buys. That side of the ladder. Now, by my reckoning, the fight for the title is between Kiwi and Dave Bilodeau. Nobody else is basically left in the running at the moment. Chris Goodale's going to move up some spots, that's for sure. Obviously, we need to look at the qualifying points as well. But Dave Bilodeau qualifying number 11, Kiwi number 7. There was just 4 places difference between them there. But there was 250 points. No, 480, 180 points difference between Dave and Kiwi coming in. So let's see how this one pans out. And this is Kiwi going alongside Howard Holmes. Howard put away number 1 qualifier Paul Smale in the previous round. Jason Dodd was a no-show in his round 1. Kiwi got past Alan Medley in the previous round. So basically Kiwi needs to stay in eliminations here. If he goes out, I do believe, subject to confirmation, that the Nostalgia Superstock Lifestyle Championship points lead will be unsurmountable and Dave Bilodeau will be the champion. As I say, that is subject to confirmation, but let's see what happens first. The Darlings then, 12:30. Oh, it's a red light for Howard Holmes. So Kiwi is through. Doesn't matter what he runs anymore. Goes 982. Right, Don Scott on a predetermined buy run here. Shouldn't be alongside anybody. If there was somebody there, it would have been wrong. But so Don dialing in a 979. A freebie into the quarterfinals here. Nice 0-3 light. You mentioned that when nobody in the other lane. 966. That's a big old breakout there for Don. That's going to be a bit confusing for the team. Right, okay, Dave Bilodeau then. He's seen Kiwi go through. He needs to stay in as well. Because if Kiwi keeps going rounds, he's going to take it. So, Dave Bilodeau going alongside Ash Rawson. Ash dialing in 1039, Dave dialing in 999. So Dave will be doing the chasing. Ash with Kermit the Duster going first. Both away well. Oh, it's a pick and choose one out of the stripe. And Dave Bilodeau breaks out, goes too quick, but he wasn't going to win that one. A 10th off the line advantage to Ash Rawson. He takes the win. And all Dave can do now is sit back and watch as Kiwi has stayed in. Dave Bilodeau goes out, and I believe it's one more round win for Kiwi, and I think he may take the title, but again, subject to confirmation. Next up there, Richard Granger and Adrian Portelli. Whoever wins this takes on Don Scott. Oh, both straight into stage, no messing around here. Both of them get green lights. And 1079 on a 9 takes it from a lose out and a breakout. 10-11-28. Adrian Portelli is through. This is a good matchup actually. Chris Goodale and Simon Rickwood, the Chevys, battling it out here. Camaro against the Nova. 1040 plays a 964. Simon's been really good on his dial-ins. Chris Goodale out in front. Simon chasing him down, but it's not enough. 974, not good enough to take it there. 1046 takes the win there. Chris Goodale through. And it's Ty Strevitt on a solo here. Well, if opportunity presents itself, you take it. He had a buy in the last round, he buy in the previous round, he got past. Actually, he's had 3 buys so far. Just looking at the ladder. Oh no, he got past Lynn Baldwin in round 1. There we go. 12-17. Right, up next then it is the Copo Camaro of Nick Williams. What a stunning debut this has been for the car. Has already run 868. First weekend testing the car, as this time last week hadn't even arrived in the UK. So it's a factory order from Chevrolet in America. One of 69 Copo Camaros produced each year. This is a 2020 Copo. And this is the penultimate one off the production line, the 68th of 69. And the only one in this colour to match Nick's 69. Well, you heard the double step off the line there. So an 890 at 157 miles an hour, but yeah, just double stepped it off the line. But nevertheless, certainly getting used to the car. spoken to Nick about how does the car actually feel, and he says it is just ridiculously smooth, undramatic, but very, very quick. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You know, it's 5:20 on a Friday afternoon, and it's still good to see a few of the Run What You Brung cars still putting laps in. So we wait for our competition classes to come down. In actual fact, Gas and Circus are back down again already. So 10:49 and 11:64. Well on to the Williams gang once again. I wonder if they can get one more in today. The trouble is, there's quite a lot of work in between each run, cooling the car down, and you have to put ice and water inside the cooler for the supercharger for each run. And of course they are learning a new car this weekend, so I might see it one more time. We'll see how it goes. The Ford and the Chevy having a race, two totally different vintages. The 1930s Ford, the 1950s Chevy. Two great cars. One in the 9s, one in the very low 10s. .1024 plays a 9.96. Right, Gas a Circus. This is semi-final time. Brian Gibson with the Identity Crisis Dodge Dart taking on Nick Barnett with the Ford Falcon. Nick will be leaving first, dialing of 11.70. Brian will be chasing him down with an 11.24. 0.44 of a second difference between them on the tree. Sorry, 0.46. Maths was never my strongest point at school. So Nick out in front, Brian trying to chase him down, but Nick looks like he's on the brakes. He is indeed, takes that one. 11.76 on 11.70 dialing, and did have a 10th off the line as well. So it is Nick into the final. Going to be racing this man, Sean Milsom, who gets a bye. It's with the uneven number of cars in the ladder. Nice wheels up launch, making full use of the wheelie bar there. .1018, 124. Would have been quicker actually, did ease off the throttle and strike. So the rest of the Gas Circus making an appearance. Paul Dominic and Graham Barton. Graham, his reaction time on his last run was all the zeros. Nice to do that on a test and tune run. Would it be better to do it in eliminations? So 1070 and 1185. So Scott Collin then going alongside the Mustang. Scott, last time out, 10:37. Time before that, 10:37. Got a bracket car. A little bit of a tailwind helping him along. Not a huge amount, but a tailwind's better than a headwind if you want to go quick. And 11:08 on this one, backed out a bit out the strike. 112 miles an hour. Mustang going through the 15:57. Well, Steve Matthews actually flew down the track on his previous run into the 9.6s. Fair to say Jason Pickett did as well. Not in the 9.6s, but really did put a good number on the board. I'll tell you what, the sun is just glistening off both of these cars. You can see that wonderful metal flake paint job on Honky Tonkin. And the Candy Apple House of Colour Red on the Cherry Bomb 55 Chevy. Steve once again, 5 degrees left off the line, straightens it up. 9.63 and 11.33, good numbers, very encouraging. So Pro Modified finalists are in the lanes. So they're just getting themselves suited, booted and in the car. Nick Davis just about to put his crash helmet on and climb into the Ice Automotive Pro Mod. And of course Annie Wallace, brother Bobby, just getting her ready to climb into the Mustang. So the final of Motorsports UK Pro Modified, not far away. Steve Mitchell back round with the Snow White 57 Chevy. And I think the Ford has made it back down as well. Indeed it has. So looking at what these two have run so far this weekend. Got there first before I can check. 9.77, that's the quickest run of the weekend for Snow White. 138 miles an hour, not on the nitrous either. And 10.27 at 129. Best so far this weekend, 10.24. So very, very consistent indeed. So the final is set in Gasser Circus then. Sean Milton taking on Nick Barnett. Pro Modified final just in the lanes at the moment. Both drivers just climbing into their cars. Nostalgia Superstock, we are at quarter-final stage, just 6 cars left. Obviously we need to run the quarters, the semis and of course then the final. But we'll be getting those down as soon as we can, as the time is progressing. But quite a few rounds for the Nostalgia Superstock, as they need to get back to the pits, just get them cooled down as quickly as they can. Some of them are thirstier than others. Actually, just have a look to see who's actually left to work out. Yeah, you got 3 9-second cars left in competition, so yeah, they take just that little bit more work and a little bit more time to turn them around. So it is the final of Motorsports UK Pro Modified, the next race to come round. So this is a repeat of the Summer Nationals Pro Modified final. Annie Wallace in that particular race ran her personal best. She went 6:13 at 229. Unfortunately, Nick Davis broke. It was a fuel from a broken pump that was underneath the car at the 200-foot mark after the burnout, and Nick was pushed back. So bizarrely, Annie only licensed at the Summer Nationals and is undefeated in Pro Modified at the moment. She's made her second final in a row. Hasn't lost a round of competition yet. So the tractor just doing a final bit of grooming of the racetrack, and as soon as that's done, then the two cars will come round. It looks like both of them are ready to go. So it's Nick Davis and Annie Wallace. Pre-stage, Kev's going to roll in, he does so. Oh, what a cracking race this one is, side by side all the way to the stripe. It's Annie Wallace who takes that one, 6:24 at 2:27. Kev Slyfield 6:75. They were literally...
bit of a wait, less than a bit of a wait.
So engines start up behind us, and this is the final of Motorsports UK Pro Modified. And it's Annie Wallace bringing the Mustang round the corner, and she will be going into the Autoglim lane. So Nick Davis into the Kestrel Beer lane. So the Firebird against the Mustang. Turbo against Nitrous. So is Nick Davis going to level the score between these two in finals of Pro Modified? Well, fair to say it's been a weekend to remember for both of these teams is an understatement. Nick Davies actually qualified in the number 2 spot, 6.14, but the weather wasn't really on anybody's side this weekend. Annie had her run where the car got out of shape, but she drove it with way more experience than she's actually got it, and held onto the car, just dinked the wall with the back end, but repairable in the pits, and has made it through to the final. She put away Kev Slyfield, and Nick Davis got past Wayne Nicholson. So the final then, is Nick Davis going to level the score? Is Annie Wallace going to go 2 for 2, remain undefeated in her Pro Modified career? Rob Loring out front for Nick Davis, and it's Bobby out front for Annie. They're both ready, but no issues this time for Nick on the burner. He's made it back to the start line, both into pre-stage. Hang on tight. Here we go, the final. Motorsports UK Pro Modified at the MOPAR Euro Nationals. You can hear Nick building up the boost. He bumps it in. Annie is in. Both away. And it's Nick Davis that's going to take this one with a 6.05 at 241 miles an hour. Tyre shake for Annie when she left the line, but my goodness me, Annie, a 0.99 to 60 foot, but tyre shake rattled a few bits loose, and see this coming off the car, and the handshakes and the high fives all the way round. But good to see a good race there. Annie goes through with a 6.53 at 2.25. But after 60 foot, it was all Nick Davis. Pro Modified at the MOPAR Euro Nationals. You can hear Nick building up the boost. He bumps it in. Annie is in. Both away. And it's Nick Davis that's going to take this one with a 6.05 at 241 miles an hour. Tyre shake for Annie. But Annie sub 1 second to the 60 foot, Nick 1.07. So her first defeat in her Pro Modified career for Annie Wallace, but she put up a heck of a fight. Well done then to Nick Davis. Right, we're back to Ron Brung. We still got plenty of stuff to come down. I think I can see some of the Wild Bunch have made it back down as well. Got a few Ron Brung cars putting in some laps as well. Line 79, 1036. Like clockwork, those two this afternoon. So we have Gasser Circus final to run, which is Sean Milsom and Nick Barnett. We're down to quarterfinals in Nostalgia Superstock. So let's have a look. I can see a slingshot hiding behind a Volkswagen Transporter van there. I think I can see James Ald's front wheels. That's the only part of the car I can see. It's the only car I think that has that type of front wheel. Could be wrong. I'll be proven in a moment. So yeah, it looks like the Wild Bunch are down for their final runs. I don't think they're going to be able to turn around that quick. But Nostalgia Superstock have made it down to the head of the lanes, and obviously we need to get them through. So here we go then, Chris Goodale and Stuart Thompson then. This is quarter-final, the first one. So Kiwi with the Duster and Chris with the Camaro. This is where 6 become 3 pairs coming at you. So dialing then for Chris Goodale with the Camaro then, 10.40. He's going to be leaving first. And Kiwi dialing in 9.80. I believe if Kiwi wins this, he takes the Lifestyle Championship, but that is subject to confirmation. I can't 100% confirm at the moment. So, see what happens. Chris Goodale goes green, Kiwi goes green. Good race between these two coming up. Who's going to be the bravest at the strike? Chris has got his nose in front, Kiwi closing in. Oh, Kiwi breaks out by less than 1/100 of a second. It's Chris Goodale that goes through. Right, now then, we've got to get our calculators out and see who's done what in the Lifestyle Championship. Now that's put a cat amongst the pigeons. Basically, the reason I'm saying that is Chris Goodale, coming into this weekend, was number 7 in the points, and he's the only one in the top 7 that's still in competition. It ain't over yet. Don Scott, Adrian Portelli. Both of them go green. Adrian looking for 10.75. Don looking for a 9.68. And it's Don that takes it, a 9.72 against a loser at 81. The win margin 0.18. Don had a cracking light there, 0.6 to a 0.21. So it's Don Scott into the semis, and he gets a bye into the finals. So Don Scott's going to get a trophy. Right, next up then, Ash Rawson and Ty Strevitt. Ash starting in 10.39, Ty 12.10. Ty goes green. Oh, Ash Rawson goes red. So Ty Strevitt is into the semis. Doesn't matter what he runs now. Goes 12.13. Nicely done, Ash Rawson. Oh, he runs his number as well. 10.39 on a 10.39 dial. But he goes red. Game over for him. So your semi-finals is going to be Chris Goodale against Ty Strevitt. And Don Scott has got a bye into the finals. Right, it's the Wild Bunch. Next, I've just seen the Gasser Circus finalists there in the lanes ready to go. This is the Wild Bunch. Steve Heaven coming round, and apologies to Russ. I did see a message, but it's been pretty frantic up here since we got going. So Russ, a very good afternoon to you in Spain. I know he's tuned in, he always does when he gets the live stream here. So Steve Heaven with the tight fit dragster going alongside Tim Roy with the Boston Straggler 2. It's one thing seeing a Jag Straight 6 engine in the car. We've seen a few of those, but you don't see many Jag V12s. But Pretty good combination there, and unusually for a slingshot, Tim Roy can actually see where he's going. He hasn't got a supercharger in front of him to obscure his view. So yeah, it's quite a new experience for a slingshot driver to see where he's going. Mind you, Steve Heaven, he can see over his bug catcher there. So the target numbers. Just a little bit of concern on the back of the Boston Straggler. Just checking the bodywork out, I think. Looks like a Zeus fastener has come undone. Yeah, just putting it back into the bottom there. There we go. That's the way to do it. Job done. So the target number is 842 and 9 flat. Well, Steve Heaven, I think, is going to get to the stripe first. Wow, 824 at 160 miles an hour. 926 at 140. But take that one to the bank. 824, 160. Massive UPB on the ET. Congratulations to them. It was 825. Coming into this weekend, just found 100th of a second. Well done. Phil James and James Auld up next. For James Auld, and Phil Jones goes for the 943. Right, the final then of Gasser Circus. Sean Milsom dialing in a 10.07, but leaving the line first will be Nick Barnett. 11.68 his dial-in. Two very experienced contenders indeed. Two drivers certainly know their way around a race car, and of course up this quarter mile here at Santa Pod. Oh, and Sean Milsom goes red. It is Nick Barnett's win. Congratulations to him. He'd rather take it at the stripe, but when your opponent goes red, that's game over. Breakout there for Nick Barnett. It doesn't matter. He's taken the race win. 11.63 on a 68. Sean Milton goes 10.12 on a 10.07. Right, back to the Wild Bunch. So everybody's going for it on the burnouts. Really good to see. So let's see what these two have got for us then. Rathchild and Shindigger. Last time we saw Rathchild was actually being towed back to the pits, unfortunately. But whatever the issue is, hopefully they've got it sorted out. Good looking run there. 9.80 for Jim Tanner. And 11.39 for the Wrathchild.
While spreadsheets on the printer.
So it's Pete Brown driving Rebel. Target number is 870, goes 871, nicely judged. Very impressed. So continuing on with Run With Your Brom, got a few of those cars that have come down to get some extra runs in. Oh, Brian Gibson's come down with the Identity Crisis Dodge Dart. Obviously Gas Circus have finished their racing for the weekend, but he fancies another one. But has been pushed back, unfortunately, so... oh, yes, there is a bit of a pool of fluid underneath the front of the car. Not quite sure what it is, but... sneaky suspicion it could be oil or something, but anyway, 1069. Quickest run of the weekend for that car, well done. Very nice run there for Rebel, and good to see Wrathchild making it all the way through. Went too quick, did Wrathchild, but hey, both cars went down nicely, well done. Al Mack is back down with the Volvo. That car's done off launch. So Scott Collin, him and Monica are certainly happy this weekend. The performances of this car has just, he's been perennially stuck, as I said before, in the 10.5s, but we thought it was good when he went in the 10.4s, but 2 10.37 passes now. I don't know what they've done, but whatever they've done, keep doing it. A little bit off this time, back to normal, 10.53. But 131 mile an hour, but awesome weekend. Fantastic to see them go really, really well. Makes it all worthwhile. Looking forward to the social media updates, actually, from Scott and Monica after this weekend. Right, Al Mack with the Volvo. Another one of these guys that you just love to see going well on the racetrack. Consistent 8-second runner. He's got the sunroof open. Look. Lets the burnout smoke out. Closes it. That's cool. Right, team bring him up to the line, then brings it to pre-stage, bumps it into stage, and it's quite aggressive when it goes in. So you'll bring up the revs, and you'll see the car lurch forward. There we go. Much better launch this time round. Hasn't hit it as hard, but no traction issues whatsoever. Whoa, 803! 172 miles an hour. Outstanding. A new PB for Al Mack. 803. 172.39. Oh, that was worth hanging around for, Al. Congratulations. Absolutely outstanding run. And that is the quickest of the weekend. I take my hat off to you, Fred. Gang, awesome. Absolutely awesome. Well done. I'll tell you what, I think Al even knows in the car that was quick. But exceptional. Oh, I hope he can get one more in. That would be great. But time is marching on here at the MOPAR Euro Nats. Well, we got semi-finals of Nostalgia Superstock in the lanes. Don Scott gets the bye, and it's going to be Chris Goodale against Ty Strevitt. Well, when I say you've got the finalists there, Don's made it down. Don's going to get a trophy today. Wow. The old boy's done good. And this is quite bizarre because Don, all he needs to do is break the beams. He doesn't have to do a full pass here. So, but he starts to go through the process of bringing the car up to line. Needs to break the beams under the car's power. Do you know what? I haven't got a clue what Don is going to do. The sensible option would be just to break the beams and then reverse the car up, park it and wait for the final. But we'll see. Just waiting for the other two Nostalgia Stockers to come down, which will be Chris Goodale with the Camaro and Ty Strevitt. Great weekend for Ty as well. So not far away from that. MOPAR Euro Nationals. You can hear Nick building up the boost. He bumps it in. Annie is in. Both away. And it's Nick Davis that's going to take this one with a 6.05 at 241 miles an hour. Tyre shake for Annie when she left the line, but my goodness me, Annie, a 0.99 to 60 foot, but tyre shake rattled a few bits loose, and see this coming off the car, and the handshakes and the high fives all the way round. So it is semi-final time then for Nostalgia Superstock, and it's going to be the race between Chris Goodale and Ty Stravitt. And I say great weekend for Ty this weekend. So the darling then, 12.10 for Ty, 10.45 for Chris Goodale. Chris is going to be chasing Ty down. Both of them on really good form at the moment. But Chris certainly moving on up in the points chase, that's for sure. Green light drag race. Oh, nothing between them either. This is going to be a good one. It is at the stripe. It's Chris Goodale that takes it 46 on a 45. Win margin point 0.06. But Ty Stravitt's weekend ends there, and what a great weekend Ty has had. He goes 12.17. But it is Chris Goodale into the final. And Don Scott, I would imagine, just break the beams. But let's see what he does. Yep, doing the sensible thing. Well done, Don. So the final for Nostalgia Superstock then will be Chris Goodale. You see, had to put a full pass in to get past Ty Stravitt, and Don Scott with the Superbird. All he needed to do was break the beams. He'll just reverse the car back into the lanes and await Chris Goodale. We don't know how long it's going to take for Chris to turn around and come back down. But we'll need to just make sure everything is a-okay. But well done to Don Scott. Gets a trophy in Nostalgia Superstock. But is it going to be the winner's one, or is it going to be runner-up? So he's just going to park the car in the pairing lanes and wait for Chris Goodale to come back down. And that is the only race that we have actually got left to run today. All of our other classes have finished. Well, fair due to Chris Goodale. He's made it back down into the lanes already. So just going to give him a chance to sort himself out. Don, obviously, all he had to do was take the light, if you like, on the tree before pulling the car back around the corner. Chris Goodale had to do a full pass. The shake of hands between the two drivers before the race, always good to see. Good sportsmanship between the two. Chris Goodale, I do believe, would have lane choice, as Don only broke the beam, so Chris was nearer his darling, obviously. So, I don't know if it makes a lot of difference here at Santa Pod. I certainly don't have a preference when I race. Not that I do it very often. But this is the last race of the day. Once this pairing is done, the MOPAR Euro NAtionals closes, the 27th edition. Been a bit of a wet one, but it's certainly been entertaining. Do you know what? I don't even think Chris has got out of his car from his semi-final run. I think the team have just checked it over, make sure it's okay, and he's come straight back down. That is proper hot lapping. Don just putting his crash helmet on. Well, those of you that have hung around, basically, thank you very, very much indeed. Wasn't sure if we were going to see any racing at all today, but the track crew persevered, got everything dried off. And you hardy souls that have stuck it out right to the end, I take my hat off to you all. Thank you all so very, very much indeed. I hope you've had a good weekend. Obviously, the track action yesterday was pretty good. Friday, nothing happened at all due to the weather, but it didn't stop people coming up, having a good time, checking out all the awesome cars in the display arena, and seeing some cars they hadn't seen before, and some personal bests appearing on the racetrack as well. Congratulations to everybody. Fortunately, not too many breakages either. One or two cars we've seen having oil and various other bits underneath, but I haven't seen anything hugely devastating, thank goodness. That's not to say that it hasn't been for some, but from the tower up here, hasn't looked too bad. But as I say, we don't see everything here. When cars get back to the pit, sometimes they can be wounded. I do know that myself. I've done it myself. So we're already looking forward to the 28th edition next year. Of course, the last weekend of July, pretty much the reserved date. Also a shame that we didn't manage to get our wheelie competition done today, because obviously there just wasn't time to do it. So here we go then, car starting up. We get ready for the last race of the day. Nostalgia Superstock final here at the MOPAR Euro Nationals. Biggest entry ever in Nostalgia Superstock. 48 cars I think are actually on the entry. 45 of them made qualifying runs. And it's come down to these two, Don Scott and Chris Goodale. Chris, I think, can certainly make top three in the points chase. I just need to work out the smaller figures to see where he actually ends up in the points, but I've got a sequence. He'll go third, but would love the event win. 10:45 is his dial-in though. He'll be leaving first. Don Scott dialing in 9.70 with the Superbird. Ah, the dial-in's the wrong way round. Yeah, we got that. Well done. Well spotted. Just adds a little bit of drama, but we're okay now. So Chris will be leaving first, 10:45. Don will be chasing him down with that 9:70. The winner's trophy on the line here. The MOPAR Euro Nationals, the last round of the Lifestyle Championship for Nostalgia Superstock. Who's going to flinch first? Chris goes in. Both away, and it's a green light drag race. This is what we wanted. Let them fight it out at the finish line. Don is closing in. Chris looks like he's got his nose out in front. It's Chris Goodale that takes it. 10:47 on a 45. Don goes through with a 9:82. The win margin 0.05 of a second. Oh, so close, but congratulations to Don Scott making it through to the final. But the big trophy going to Chris Goodale with the Camaro. 10:47 on a 45. He had a hot lap here. He did it very well indeed. And he takes the event win. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you. That is it. We are done. Thank you, everybody, for coming down to see us this weekend. Well done to the track crew. They've been up against it this weekend. And our hardy spectators sticking it right out to the very end. Thank you all so very much indeed. So have a safe journey home. Next weekend, starting Friday, is USC. Totally different type of event to what this one's being. Our next actual race meeting is the Green Light Nationals in 3 weeks' time. And then, of course, we come on to September when it's going to be a full-on month of out-and-out racing. So, once again, safe journey home, folks, and we will catch up with you soon. Thanks very much indeed.